when the light within is light, meaning it is very unsteady, flickering. Life is very light. मतलब बहुत हल्का life होता है सबका. Because the light within is not bright. It's not shining brilliant. I'm not aware of it. So there are 4 stages in human life. We chant the mantra, no? Asatoma, Tamasoma. So Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya is the travel from darkness to light. We are praying to Bhagavan, please lead us from darkness to light. The first stage of human life is, it is not a prayer, but the first stage of human life is where one is moving in darkness only. From darkness to darkness one keeps going. The Upanishads call it as Mrityosa Mrityum Apnoti. In Kathopanishad it is said. That is the life where one goes from darkness to darkness. What does that mean? Darkness is symbol of what? Ignorance. I can't see. I have a lot of dependency. And wherever there is dependency, there will be fear, there will be insecurity. Now that is the life which one generally leads. And at that time, what makes us blind actually? Because of which we can't see. It is not that light is not there all around. Light is enough and more. But I have closed my eyes, I have blinded myself. So the desire is that which blinds. So at that stage of life, enjoyment and desire fulfillment is the goal of life. Just make merry. Khao piyo mauj karo. Bas. There is nothing more to life than that. Or just make money and enjoy. So when pleasure becomes the goal of life, and that is the purpose, why I am living is enjoy, bas, aur kya chahiye. Then the desire fulfillment and desire binds and blinds us. So one goes from darkness to darkness. Why? Because what one actually wants, desire cannot fulfill. And one doesn't even know that what one actually wants. So sense enjoyment is the goal, maximum. There was one Brahman, and he had a servant with him. Both of them went to the market to buy some things. So as they were buying a few things, then they had to go across the market on the other side to get some other things. So they had to pass through a passage where they are selling fish. So as they are going, the Brahman closes his nose and goes through. Servant also closes the nose, goes. So when they reach the other side, Brahman opens his nose, he releases his hands and he says, he's surprised. He says, "Arey, I am a Brahman, I am a vegetarian, and I went through shutting my nose. I don't want that smell. But you are a non-vegetarian. Why did you shut the..." He said, "You shut your nose because you don't want the smell to go in. I shut my nose because I don't want the smell to come out." That, you see, the enjoyment becomes the pleasure of life, the goal of life. And then there is the darkness to darkness. That time the life is very light. One doesn't stand for any ideals. Values, ideals, they are not important. Do somehow whatever I want must be fulfilled. Any means one adopts, doesn't matter. Because the view of life is very shallow. So that's the first line. When the light inside is very light, one doesn't even know that my nature is happiness, ananda, I don't know. Then one lives a very light life. Anyhow, anything, anytime, anywhere. And the motto of that stage of life is khao, piyo aur mauj karo. Bas. There's nothing wrong with that stage of life. But when a person comes to the question, one starts thinking that is this all to life? What else is remaining in life here? How much can I keep doing this same thing again and again and again? Because whatever I do doesn't satisfy. That is when the seeker is born. That is the second stage, where we say that the person is seeking now to move from darkness to light. That is tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Please let me move. Enough of all this I had. Because this is unending. Every desire leads to more desires. And after so much of struggle, I get few moments and again there is a struggle. So if the seeker wants to struggle anyways, then one thinks, why not struggle to curb the senses through the satsang by grace of Bhagavan? One gets that opportunity, goes, one questions. Gurudev in fact used to say that who is the seeker? One who questions the validity of one's pursuit is a seeker. So one questions that why am I doing what I am doing? Will it get me really that state of happiness that I seek? And that person actually inquires, goes to satsang, and his inner flame is awakened. The seeker in him is awakened. He is not yet realized, but the seeker is awakened. And so at that stage, the motto of life becomes struggle, don't give up. To master the mind. Not to fulfill desire, but to master the mind, because mind and senses are very, very difficult to control. They will keep going outside. How do I become aware of the light within? I must turn. So slowly the seeker prays, seeks the grace of the Lord that may I evolve from darkness to light, may I not keep revolving only in darkness, from darkness to darkness. And when a seeker sincerely prays that way, the grace of the Lord also manifests in one's life. And one is lifted higher and higher. There also comes a third stage in life, which is the stage of where the seeker is walking the path from darkness to light. But some past tendencies, vasanas which are there, they push the seeker extroverted again. Again one compromises for ordinary gains. Again one may land up in doing something which is not appropriate. Because the past tendencies may push a person. One may get distracted on the path also. One may even justify it saying, I have lived in self-control for so long, for some time now at least I can enjoy. Those kind of thoughts can come. Ambition, self-will, can make a person again focus on the ego. That's where the seeker falls. And there is nobody who doesn't fall. If normal walking, when we have to learn, we keep falling. Here there is no path. Very, very subtle. And how do we actually manage steadily all the time? So some or the other time one falls, because the ego is very tricky. That's why surrender and the grace of the teacher and the Guru is, the Lord is so important. Because we don't know the tricks our own mind plays on us. So the person falls. So that is the third stage where one falls from light to darkness. One has compromised at that point in time. And one realizes, so one gets into shame, guilt, fear, all that. But one has to again bounce back. So the motto at this stage of life is, Gurudev always used to say that glory is not in never falling. Never falling. The glory is never in, or not in never falling, but it is always in bouncing back as fast as you can. So every seeker falls. This is not to justify a seeker's fall, but this is to understand that okay, I made a mistake, I learned from it, pull myself up again and continue. So that journey is from light to darkness one has fallen. Again one has to do from darkness to light. Again pray, again do the prayaschitta, paschatap, repentance, atonement, all that one has to do. Come back on track. There is a very weird incident where Buddha was addressing one of his disciples. So when the disciple was being trained, Buddha gave this example to him, saying that when you go out into the field, you have to serve the society. There will be people, all age groups, all different genders, everybody will be there. And you have to give this knowledge to them. But you must remain in discipline and self-control, because the light within has to be lit. How will you do that? So he said one important thing you should remember is don't ever look at a girl and admire her beauty. Don't do that. You just look, give the knowledge, that's it. Don't look and then admire how beautiful she is. Then he said, even if you happen to look, don't talk. He said, suppose you have to talk, then only talk satsang. Don't talk anything else. So he said, but many times they come to us with their problems, this, that, then what to do? He said, don't talk only satsang. He said, even if you have to talk and you talk satsang, don't touch her. And before the disciple could ask anything, he said, if you happen to touch her also, don't embrace her. And then he said, if you happen to embrace her, don't kiss her. Don't kiss her. And then he said, even if that happens, drop it and just move on. Don't bother. Meaning he is not trying to tell him that be irresponsible on his action. But what he is trying to say is human mind is there. There the mind will fall. Not easy at all to curb the senses, turn them within and remain in self-discipline. What he meant by move on, meaning don't carry the guilt, burden, ki aisa ho gaya, now what to do, now I am fallen seeker and how will I know the truth? That's why I said it's a little weird. Don't quote this anywhere else where the audience is not prepared. They will think Buddha was mad. That he encouraged the disciples to do anything and said even if that can drop and move on. Point is internal attitude. So that when the seeker falls, quickly one has to do. That's why I said prayaschitta must be done and paschatap must be done. Then the seeker comes back to darkness to light. Years and years of struggle it takes to keep the mind steady, single pointed, and then to contemplate steadily on the self and the realization that I am divine. That light is lit. That person is called the realized master. And that master whose inner light is lit, is very bright, all the time who is aware that I am Brahman. That is the meaning of that. That I am not this Jiva, I am that Supreme Brahman. That complete awareness of that unbroken, akhanda it is called, akhanda karavritti. That person who experiences this, that person is a realized master. And what does that person do? That person then shares the knowledge with more and more people. And the lamp that is lit within, with that lamp, more and more lamps are lit. So that is the journey from light to light. Where my light is lit and I light many more lamps. So these 4 words, so that is from light to light. Jyotehe Jyotirgamaya. That should be the prayer. One is to pray, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. From darkness, please lead me to light. Other prayer must be Jyotehe Jyotirgamaya. From Jyoti, you lead me to Jyoti. From light to light. That may I light myself and may I light many more. That is the fulfillment of life. Such a person is the person who has not only fulfilled oneself, makes the life of others also fulfilled, and because of such people, Narad Bhakti Sutra says the balance of earth is there because of such people. Though it appears that the number of people who are doing adharma are many more, but it is the realized master because of whom the balance is maintained. And Narad Bhakti Sutra says that the whole earth and the entire universe rejoices even if one person awakens to that truth. So that is the journey which we must seek. So when we have written here, when the light is light, life is light. When the light inside is very dim, one leads a very light life. But when the light is lit, life is light. Not only I am divine, I see everything else as divine. That is movement from light to light. So don't take this lightly, meaning this human birth is very, very precious. Buddha said, be a light unto yourself. Meaning think for yourself, intelligently discriminate and awaken that light within. Don't take it lightly. Don't let this opportunity pass. In fact, many people say that, Swamiji, abhi to kya, ye zindagi mein to moksha nahi ho sakta. बहुत बीती थोड़ी रही, अब क्या करें? But Bhagavan says in the Gita, Antakale cha mameva. Even at the last minute, if you abide in this truth, you are freed from cycle of birth and death. So one should not misuse the law of reincarnation, saying कि अभी तो बहुत जन्म बाकी है साहब, अभी तो हम बाद में देखेंगे, ये जन्म का तो हो गया. One should put more and more. With age, Vairagya must increase. And Vairagya increases, mind turns within. And more one can focus on the self within. So don't take it lightly. Light the light. Let the light be lit within. And live light. Live light here means what? No burden of asana. Because that small L is there. So there is no burden of asana pressure at all. That is a very light life. Otherwise our whole life is pressurized by our own vasanas. And we are pushed and we keep going round and round, darkness to darkness. So this is our Diwali message, that may we move from light to light, not only from darkness to light. A few points about Diwali festival I want to share with you. In our culture, we have festivals for everyone. On Vidyarambha Day, Saraswati ji or knowledge is worshipped. When is this Vidyarambha Day? Vasant Panchami, some people use it, but that is not called as Vidyarambha Day. Vasant Panchami, we worship Saraswati. Then Ashtami and Navami Day. So on the Navami Day when the Devi is worshipped, Saraswati Devi.
For Chaitra and both the Navratri.
You can use both also. One day before Vijayadashmi. It's a Vidyarambha Day. That day, small children who want to start education, so rice is put on the ground and with their finger the teacher or the guru or the elder will make them write Om. So that is called Akshar Abhyas. Or sometimes Janeyav Samskar is done for some people. And official holiday for students in our Gurukul is this one day. There are no Sundays. So when we used to study in Vedant course, No Sunday chutti. We have Vedic chanting 5:30 in the morning and then 7 o'clock class, again 4:30 class, evening satsang. It goes on 7 days a week. Only one day chutti will be this day. Why? Because on the Ashtami day in the evening you put all the books there and do the puja and leave it for one day. So you can't use the books. So that day officially also is called Anadhyayan. No Adhyayan that day. No, that is this Vidyarambha is a different ceremony. Anadhyayan is a different ceremony. For some people, their study of knowledge begins on that day. Those whose study of knowledge already begun, that day is a chutti. No study that day. Yes. So there is a day to worship knowledge in our culture. Then on Dashera we worship the weapons and the tools, right? So that is the day we worship the means. That the means that we employ for the work to achieve the goal is as important as the goal itself. On Diwali, what do we worship? Wealth and values. Artha and Sampatti. So wealth and values both are worshipped on that day. And on the Holi and the Onam day, one harvests the results of the hard work in the field. To be successful in life, we need these four things. Knowledge we need, hard work we need, wealth and values we need, and we need integrity, that the means must be in line with the goal. It should not be adharmic. So if you see this, there is festivals for all categories of people. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And everybody celebrates everything. Because all of us need all the four. So in our culture we celebrate all these. Because these are necessary. So in Diwali, what are the 5 important days? वो तो चालू हो गया एकादशी द्वादशी त्रयोदशी चतुर्दशी अमावास्या Today is Narka Chaturdashi, second day, not What is the mythological significance of Dhanteras? Lakshmi ji appeared on that day. Churning of the ocean happened and Mother Lakshmi came out from there that day. So she is also called as Sagar Putri. And so she manifested on that day. And that is the day when Dhanvantri also appeared and brought out the pot of nectar. Which was the day? Yesterday. So we worship Mother Lakshmi on that day. On Kali Chaudas, Narkasura was killed by Bhagavan Krishna. This Narkasura was a demon. I'll tell you the story as it goes. Each day little significance is there, we do that. Diwali day, Ram, Lakshman, Sita ji returned. And also said that Bali Raja, this Vaman avatar happened on this day. So Bhagavan gave darshan as Vaman avatar on this day.
So why the books are afraid? On that day, why the books?
Because I said now, it is a festival for the Vaishya. And the calendar, according to the businessmen, the calendar starts from today.
Yeah.
Now everything has changed. The financial year is from April to March. But earlier days it used to be like that. No? Chopra Pujan is done. Still a lot of people do because that's the culture. But now everything has changed a lot. Earlier we actually used to keep the account books, the ledger and all that and put Satya and all that, everything, big thing. Now they keep one ledger, rest all computer printouts they will keep.
Yeah.
उसके ऊपर चंदन साथिया सब लगा देंगे. हाँ.
It was like
No, one is you have Chopra Pujan for account books, and other is you are saying your business only is of notebooks.
and then we keep all the Dhanadhanya onto the books.
Dhanadhanya also, because India is an agricultural country, so whatever we have, Dhanadhanya is a symbol of prosperity and what is that? Abundance. Abundance and prosperity. So that's why that grains and all that is put there. Then you offer everything according to Yatha Shakti. Na? So you offer, you keep jewels also, you keep the fruits also, you keep mithai also, keep whatever. And then whatever you want to distribute out of joy to people. Because that day you are also, they declare, they give some extra whatever bonus and all that.
Yeah.
So the whole year one has worked and that financial year is ended. So whatever profit one has harvested, you share that with people. So that is the Diwali day. And then there is New Year day. So Bhagwan Ram was crowned as the king on that day. So Rajya Abhishek of Bhagwan was done. Ram Rajya was established from then onwards. And do you know how many years Ram Rajya was there? 11,000 years. 11,000 years Ram Rajya lasted. And it is said that people did not have locks. There used to be no chori. People used to follow righteousness. Everybody was so disciplined. You should see the description of Ram Rajya.
Still it is there in that sunny day. Sunny Shinra is like that. Nobody locks the door.
Yeah. There are no windows in the open.
No, Chupan Nati, Sunny Shinra.
And on Bhai Dooj, Yama meets Yamuna, her sister, his sister.
Surya Devi.
Surya Devi. So now we will see, one by one, see. What is the spiritual significance of these 5 days? Dhanteras, you must have the wealth of values. What is Kali Chaudas? Eliminate greed and lust. Narakasura is a symbol of that. Diwali, light the lamp of self-knowledge. New vision of life once the light of self-knowledge is lit. And in that new vision, you will see everything as expression of yourself. There is universal love and brotherhood for all people. Nobody is seen as different. Everybody is seen as one. So, what are the 4 things that we must do? This I am suggesting here. You can do many other things also if you like. First is you clean. So cleaning, what will you clean? Body, mind, intellect. घर को पूरी सफाई कर दी और body, mind, intellect को नहीं किया तो क्या मतलब?
Not the T20.
T20. That's my famous formula. I keep giving everywhere. पता नहीं कितनी बार बोल दिया हमने. कितने लोगों ने सुना भी होगा. नहीं सुना आप लोगों ने? T20. हर कॉर्पोरेट सेमिनार में तो मैं देता ही हूँ. T20 means what? 20-20-20. 20-minute exercise, 20-minute meditation, 20-minute study to clean your body, mind, intellect. But don't do it in T20 fashion. Dhan, 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 dhan. Do it properly.
So the T20.
T20 means 3 times 20. 20-20-20.
T
It's a memory aid. Today people play T20 cricket.
Yes, that's all.
That's all. Decorate. What do you decorate? We should choose one value which we will live without compromising. See, great people are known for that. Mahatma Gandhi was known for Ahimsa. Harishchandra was known for Satya. Hanumanji was known for Seva. Karna was known for Dhan, charity, Udarta. One value. Not because we want to become great, but because when we live one value uncompromisingly, others also will automatically follow. And our problem in our Hindu culture is that there are so many things which are given to us that we don't follow anything. इतने सारे भगवान हैं, so I don't choose one. So many values are given in the Gita. You will find 20 values of a devotee, and then some another place some 36 values, and some other place of something else. इतने सारे अहिंसा, अमानित्वम, अदम्भित्वम, all that charts in 13th chapter. 16th chapter ahimsa, sattva samshuddhi, jnana yoga vyavasthiti, another set of values. 12th chapter another set of values. So much is given that we feel कि हाँ करेंगे ये भी चाहिए. Choose one at least. And that one is actually our decoration. Then we must know ourselves. So let us turn the attention within. In these 5 days, you see, these 5 days are also not only auspicious to do whatever our vyavahar we do, but these 5 days are very, very auspicious to turn the mind within. Every day one must sit at least for 10 minutes quietly, introspect or contemplate. 10 minutes. बाकी तो पूरा दिन इतना करते रहेंगे. That's really a transformation happens when slowly I train my mind to light the light within. So 10 minutes one should sit and introspect. Each day according to the significance also you can introspect. And what is the wealth do I have really? Do I have the wealth of devotion? Do I have the wealth of faith? Do I have the wealth of service? What is my real wealth? From where will I get my security? Is money the real source of security? One must think. So if I sit and do that way introspection, the festival celebration not only becomes meaningful, but it will become very purposeful and helps in transformation. The purpose of Utsav is only that. Utsav means that. Not only it means celebration, but to lift oneself. Ut means go up. How do I go up? It's only by this, turn within. So let me light the lamp, let me study. If I can take up some sankalpa that for the next 5 days I will study this particular book and improve in my knowledge. Spend 10 minutes in meditation. Do 10 minutes or 20 minutes of exercise. Very important. And then definitely distribute sweets. So share and express the sweetness of love. Appreciate the goodness and give compliments freely. Don't be conjuice in that. Because we are very conjuice. Even in giving compliments. Sab naap tol ke measured. It is said that before you realize God in you, you have to realize the good in you. Same thing. Before I see others as God and divine, I should see the good in them. In this message of Gurudev, which I will give you at the end of the talk, he says so nicely here that let all meet their friends and neighbors at the same table. Let all misgivings be forgotten, all grievances forgiven. Let us remind ourselves at least on this great day that we can be victorious over our impulses and come to illumine for the world around the lamp of wisdom from the land of spiritual light. So forgive. That is real cleaning actually I am telling you. बाहर का cleaning तो करते रहेंगे. Inside now the cobwebs which are there, the grudges which are there, hurts which are there, unnecessary wrong notions which are there, all that one should just drop and let go of all this. Forgive and be free. Then real cleansing has happened, and then you see life is really light. Otherwise we drag those burdens. Now one teacher gave an exercise to the students, small children in the class. So she told them, you have to bring potato in a bag. In your school bag, you have to take one plastic, put some 10 potatoes in that and bring. She said, already the school bag is so heavy. Now I wish another 10 potatoes also. They thought one day she will tell. But they told those children to bring those potatoes for 1.5 months every day. Slowly, 1.5 months, those potatoes started sprouting, some of them started stinking, and the whole smell was horrible, and some people could not manage. They said, what is this now? Why to bring all that? And after 2 months, the teacher said, see how you feel, how stinky it is. You can't bear it, other people also can't bear it. Now, same way, if we carry the hurt and guilt and memories and anger and resentment, all that, it will be so horrible. It will stink. Nobody will like to come near you. So, the faster you drop it, better it is. So, that is the real cleaning. So, these 4 things we must do. And the best way to drop the hurts, etc., is start seeing the goodness in other people. Every celebration, whether it is Holi or Diwali, our festival celebrations are done to weaken our raga and dvesha. This is one of the beauties of our festivals. The raga and dvesha should go away. So in Holi what happens? Everybody drops their raga and dvesha, come together and play colors. It's a very nice festival. You don't have only an identity that day. Because any type of color is put on you, you don't mind. On the ordinary days, if one little black mark or grease is there, immediately we feel so conscious. But on that day, the more weird you look, the greater the pleasure one derives. Wow. Why? Because that day, no raga and dvesha. Anybody puts any color, we welcome. Red color, green color, silver color, gold color, any color. Happy, okay, lagao. But day-to-day life, any other color comes, raga and dvesha is strong. So cleansing is actually cleansing of raga and dvesha. Let that go, drop. So on Dhanteras, when this salty ocean was churned, Dhanvantari appeared. Dhanvantari is the deity of health, which is pot of medicinal nectar. And on this day, Lakshmi ji also appeared. An interesting thing is, when Lakshmi ji appeared, everybody ran behind Lakshmi ji to, because Chintamani came, Airavat came, each one took. Lakshmi ji also came. So all the Devdas and Asuras ran towards Lakshmi ji that, may we have Lakshmi. And Bhagavan Vishnu was sleeping happily on his serpent bed. Those who are chasing Lakshmi, Lakshmi ji didn't come behind them. But who was desireless, who did not have a desire for Lakshmi, Lakshmi ji went and now she stays there only. She serves Bhagavan. So in business language, if I have to say, you don't work for money. Make money work for you. How will you do that? You keep your goal high. Baki, everything else will follow. So may we live healthy life based on principles of good health, because he is the deity of Ayurveda also, Dhanvantari. And in Mahabharata Yaksha Prashna, Yudhishthira is asked by the Yaksha, what is the greatest blessing? So he says, greatest wealth. He says, health is the greatest wealth. This medicinal nectar cures the disease of Bhavaroga actually. What is that nectar? The self-knowledge actually it is. Beyond the good and the bad, Asuric and Devic, when the thoughts are churned, the nectar, the supreme self-knowledge rises. So on Lakshmi Pujan, we must use the right means to earn wealth. This I spoke about yesterday. So use wealth for noble gains, not for accumulating, hoarding. The nature of wealth is like that. It is not only chanchal, but it is also that the more one accumulates and hoards the wealth, the more it creates fear. It creates anxiety. And it can destroy the person. Not that one should not save. Saving one may do. But unnecessary accumulating, hoarding, all that is, that creates imbalance. So this we saw yesterday. Dhan is the wealth and teras has the word tera. So that means yours. So the wealth belongs actually to the Lord. Wealth does not tell us that I am yours. But we tell the wealth, I belong to you. You belong to me. Well, it doesn't say. That's why they said Lakshmi is Chanchal also and Chapal also. She will not stay with us for long. She will go. Hence the best is, as long as she is there, use it in the noble work. Bas. Now we worship Lakshmi as a mother. Lakshmi Mata, Lakshmi Devi. So what do we do? When somebody is worshipped as a mother, will we take the mother to gambling den, to race course,
No.
to what is that? Bar? We don't take the mother there. Same way, auspicious day, we should not use it for. Unfortunately, today the way of celebration is only that. Drink. So, may our wealth be like Mother Lakshmi, blessing us with good values, blessing us with prosperity at all levels of the personality. Intellectual prosperity, does anybody think that I must have intellectual prosperity? Where I am aware of the glory of our culture, the depth of the knowledge, and different things that are happening across in the world. Every culture has such glorious facts. Do I know? Do I have an intellectual prosperity? Do I have the emotional prosperity where I am abundantly filled with devotion, faith, concentration, love? That is real prosperity actually. So may Lakshmi bless us with all that. And when we light the lamp, the beauty of lamp is it has all the 5 elements. Space, air, fire, water and earth. Everything. And in this lamp, we see the play of Purusha and Prakriti, both. So the flame is the symbol of the Purusha. And the lamp, the wick, the oil, all that is a symbol of Prakriti. So our idea is that body by itself anyway is jada, it is like the lamp. It is inert. Only the light of consciousness actually enlivens it. So may that holistic lamp, holistic knowledge come into us that whatever we do, our purpose must be ultimately to know that pure consciousness as me, not as this jada body which is me. So it removes the darkness of depression, kindles the fire of inspiration, lasting inner wealth by which outer achievements are gained. This is another nice point. Fire in the lamp always moves upwards only. It never goes down. So seeker's life is like that. Keep on evolving, higher and higher. In Dakshinamurti Stotram, which we will do in Siddhapari, is a nice analogy which is there. So in whose light do we see? It is a question which is asked by a disciple to a master. No, sorry, by the master to the disciple. In whose light do you see? Kim Jyotihi is an Eka Shloki. It is in one shloka Vedanta is given. So he says, in what light do you see? So he says, I see in the light of the sun. So he says, when the sun is not there in the night, in whose light do you see? So he says, I see in the light of the moon. He says, when the Amavasya day, in what light do you see? He says, in the light of the stars. He says, okay. In the state of dream, in what light do you see? There are no sun, no stars there. So he says, I see in the light of my own mind. And when you are in the state of deep sleep, where there is no mind also, then in what light do you see? Then that disciple realizes, oh, actually I see in the light of the self. I don't see because of sun, moon, stars. And that's why we say, Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. When we do the Arati, we tell the Lord that it is in your light that we see. It is because of you that we are able to function, body, mind, intellect. We don't see otherwise. So to be aware of that, the lamp is always a symbol of that, to make us aware that am I aware of that light because of which I see. Because we forget that. And if you see the simpler applications of that, I am talking about Vedanta here, the simpler applications of that is, and somebody gives us food, we say thank you to that person. But do we say thank you to the Lord who gave us that capacity to eat, to digest, to assimilate, to have the strength? That we don't. So the one who enlivens us actually, we keep forgetting. So every lamp that we light must be to make us aware that there is a light of consciousness, the light of Supreme Lord, because of which I am alive. And do I pay my gratitude to that Lord? Do I feel grateful really? It's not about saying, it is about the feeling. Do I really feel grateful that Bhagavan has blessed me with so much that I should never forget that Lord? In Narad Bhakti Sutra, he says that the greatest pain, what is the greatest pain for a devotee?
To be away from the Lord.
That is one level of pain, but that is still not greatest pain. Because every time you can't be with the Lord. Haji?
Negligence from the God.
God never neglects anybody. God always has anugrah only.
If I am not straightforward, he is bound to neglect, isn't it?
He will not neglect. I won't be capable of benefiting from His grace, but He will not neglect.
If you cannot think of
In Gopi Gita, Krishna says, no, in Gopi Gita, Krishna says that when Radha was like proud at that time, the Krishna is only with me, and then all of a sudden he goes away. That time he sees the steps, only one steps. So he says that time when you are in pain, I am just lifting you up.
That is different.
So that's like anugrah, all the time it is there.
Anugrah is always there, but the greatest pain for the devotee is vismriti. Tad vismarane parama vyakulata, it is said in the Narad Bhakti Sutra, that when you forget the Lord, forgetfulness of the Lord is the greatest pain of the devotee. That how could I forget Bhagavan? Every moment I owe my life, everything that I do only to Bhagavan, nobody else. People in the world we feel grateful to. When they remove us from some problem, give us something which comforts our life. But what about Bhagavan who makes everything possible for us? And silently Bhagavan does. And we go to that Bhagavan as a formality. मंदिर जाके आ गए, स्वामी जी हो गया काम, अभी तो हम दिवाली की पूजा खत्म हो गई, अभी we will do what we have to do, हो गया. अरे how do we feel grateful कि भगवान ने इतना दिया? Every minute he gives, unconditionally he gives. The only one who loves us as we are is Bhagavan. Only one who accepts us as we are is Bhagavan. Who forgives us is Bhagavan. Who will give moksha to even demons, to asuras, to Ravan who kidnapped Bhagavan's wife? Bhagavan gave him moksha. All the asuras that Bhagavan killed, he gave them moksha. What compassion! And what does Bhagavan say? In Valmiki Ramayana, Bhagavan said a very nice line. He said only once, when Vibhishana comes to surrender to him, he has a lot of hesitation. That will Bhagavan accept me, not accept me, and I am from the enemy side, all that. And Hanumanji had told him that time in Lanka that you go to Bhagavan as you are, because Bhagavan will not think of any of this. You just surrender to the Lord. Only once you have to do it. You don't even have to do it twice. When he goes there, everybody actually opposes Bhagavan, saying that don't keep him, he is a spy. But Hanumanji says no, he is a devotee. Bhagavan looks at him and he understands, because they are all talking only from assumption. But Hanuman has gone there, so he knows. Hanumanji says no, he is a real devotee. And anyway, Bhagavan knew. So when Vibhishan actually surrenders, that Vibhishan Sharanagati is very beautiful. In that Bhagavan tells that Sakrit eva prapannaya. Only once you surrender to me. Whoever surrenders to me only once. Tava asmi iti cha yachate. And says that, oh Lord, I am yours. I don't want anything else. I completely surrender unto you. Abhayam sarva bhutebhya dadami etad ratam mama. I give them fearlessness. That is my promise, Bhagavan says. And you just think about it. Did Arjuna have to surrender again and again? Once he surrendered, na? Only once he said, Shishyasteham, please accept me, I am your disciple. That's it. He got self-knowledge. Vibhishan surrendered once, he became the king of Lanka. Hanumanji didn't even have to officially surrender. He just saw Bhagwan and in the first meeting only he knew that he is my Lord. Over. Everybody once. So on the Diwali day actually, the real lamp when it is lit is a lamp of surrender that Bhagwan, I am yours, I am surrendering to you. That's it. Then you see the life how it changes. In fact, Gurudev used to say that surrender and sit back and you will see your life being lifted into higher and higher realms effortlessly. And it is a fact. And he used to say some other time also very jokingly, he would say that we should surrender and act out of surrender. But most of the time what we do, we act first and then surrender. Kare Bhagwan, maine aisa kar diya, abhi mere ko bachao. Still Bhagwan saves. He is Kripa Nidhan, he will save. So this lamp is a lamp of surrender. This I told you, Buddha said this. So spend some time to understand the mind, then that is really introspection. In Gita there is a beautiful line. A yogi's mind is a flame without flicker. Yatha dipo nivatastha nengate. The mind of a yogi is like that. 6th chapter is steady flame. In a windless pot. The flame without flicker in a windless pot. So the wind is the winds of desire. So the steady flame should remind me all the time that is my mind steady all the time. Can my mind be steady? That's the reason why we are giving so much of importance to the lamp. That in a puja or in your daily sadhana, why do we say that you should light the lamp and then start? Because the lamp is symbolic of all these. It reminds me of steadiness, it reminds me that I should always evolve higher, it reminds me that there is a Purusha within me, it reminds me the lamp of surrender, all these. Bhavana will come. When we do it formality wise, then it is nothing much. So only 5 minutes if I spend with the puja, is it okay? Every day I light one lamp to Bhagavan, bas. Bhagavan doesn't need our lamp. We need the bhavana of surrender. So lamp has all this. So the mind without the Gita and the Upanishads are so wonderful literature. The examples given there are amazing. One is a lamp which is having a flame without a flicker. And other is fire without a smoke. Jyoti riva adhupaka. Fire without smoke. The only fire without smoke is the flame of awareness, which has no residue, no result. No what you call it. No, it will not create any blackness. Suppose this fire is there, you keep anything above it, what will happen? It will become black, no? So it is the flame without flicker and the fire without smoke. It is a flame of awareness. Meaning it will not create any impurity, nothing. So we fill this heart with the oil of love, place it in the wick of self, single-pointed mind. The wick is the single-pointed mind. And light the lamp of knowledge. Remove the darkness. This Gurudev is to tell us. So today we light 3 lamps. Now you have 3 more days, na? Diwali. What is that? Nutan Varshavinandan and Bhai. So light the lamp of love, light the lamp of joy, and light the lamp of peace. Why these 3? Because all these 3 happened on Diwali day. It is the day when we harvest the result. This currency is very nice. Care and see is called currency. For the sake of currency, don't give up caring for people. So the lamp of love, we pray to Mother Lakshmi. Then the lamp of joy, because Bhagavan killed Narakasura. This Narakasura, he had 16,000, actually one mistake here, it is 16,100. 16,100 princes he had captured. And he was born out of Bhumi Devi. He was the son of Bhumi Devi. And he had acquired lots of power, so he had conquered even Amravati. Amravati is the capital of Indra. So Indra was sent out from there. Amravati was captured by Narakasura. And he had 16,100 princes. And there was some number he was supposed to reach, some 25,000 or something. And if he has that many princes and then he does a particular ritual, he will become immortal. So he was attempting to do that. And Bhumi Devi was very miserable that this fellow is very, very, what do you say, evil. So she couldn't bear that, my own son is like this and he is torturing everybody on this earth and in the heavens and in the nether worlds. So she goes to Bhagavan saying, please now relieve me from this burden. And this Narakasura had a very special boon. He had a boon that only his mother can kill him. If you read the Puranic literature, you will find these demons have used all different kinds of ways to find immortality. So Hiranyakashipu, and then this guy also. He thought that if I take this boon, my mother will never kill me. So I will be immortal. But Bhumi Devi only went to Bhagavan saying, please do something. So Bhagavan sat on his Garuda and he took Satyabhama with him. And they both went there. And Bhagavan kept on fighting, but he won't die because he had a boon. So even Bhagavan can't kill him. So finally, Satyabhama ji, this Narakasura, he throws a mace at Satyabhama. She catches that mace and she throws it back on him. And it hits him and he dies. Why? Because Satyabhama is the incarnation of Bhumi Devi. And all those 16,100 princes, they were freed. Now what will they do? They went to Bhagavan saying, ki, now nobody will accept us. We seek your refuge.
And their parents actually their parents refused to accept.
Obviously, everybody in society will refuse only. So then Bhagavan married all of them. There is a story part of it, 16,100. And people think that Bhagavan was, he had 16,108 wives because he such a loose character. People don't understand. There are places where our children study, where they are being fed all this kind of, they are instigated against our culture, that your children, your God is a thief, he is a womanizer, he is a looter, he does violence, he breaks the pots, he steals people's house, goes into their house, what all they tell them. And children are innocent, they will not understand. Even elders, you ask them, they will not know what this is. Gurudev gave us one very nice meaning of this whole thing. He said, Narakasura is the ego born out of body identification. And that ego captures Amravati, which is the abode of bliss or immortality or happiness. And with that, he captures all the 16,100 represent the thought varieties. That many different types of thoughts human being can think. So by killing Narakasura, Bhagavan freed all these thought varieties, meaning when the ego is surrendered and killed, all our thoughts are freed from the tyranny of the ego. And that person, all the thoughts get wedded to the Lord. And that person becomes divine. So that is the lamp of joy, that my ego is gone. So selfish ego goes away and one experiences oneness with that blissful Krishna Paramatma. So that is today's day, Naraka Chaturdashi, and that is why we celebrate today. And lamps of joy are also lit because this sense of limitation and selfishness, when it ends, then the lamps of joy are lit. Bhagwan Ram, lamp of peace now, is when he returned on that day. So Kaikeyi's wickedness and jealousy and greed accepted defeat when Bharat's love, dedication and service won. So it's the day when Sri Ram, Sita and Lakshman returned to Ayodhya. You know, Bhagwan, when he returned to Ayodhya, first whom did he go and meet, you know? Bharat definitely, because Bharat was in the Nandi ground. So and Bharat had vowed that he will jump into fire if Bhagwan delays even by a moment. Yes, Bharat he came. But when he entered Ayodhya, whom did he meet first, you know? He went to meet Manthra first.
Yes.
I am not joking. He went to meet Manthra first.
So she instigated.
That's the compassion of Bhagwan. You just see that. He never held Manthra responsible, saying, because of you I went to 14 years of Vanvas and I suffered so much, this happened, that, all because of you only. And Manthra was literally scared and she was hiding somewhere. So he went and found her. And he consoled her, comforted her, and he said, Manthra, don't worry, I have nothing against you, because she was scared that now I will be given death sentence. That's the compassion of Bhagwan, and that's the example that Bhagwan Ram set, that do not hold people responsible. What has to happen in your destiny will happen, because it's your karma. People are only instruments. He told that to Kaikeyi already, that's why he didn't go first to Kaikeyi. He already told that to Kaikeyi when they all went to bring him back. So Kaikeyi already knows all that. Manthra did not come that time. Look at that compassion. How much Bhagavan would be sensitive to think that this Manthra, she loves me, and he goes and tells her that you love me so much, why are you hiding? Not a little trace of, hatred. That's compassion. That's why it is such a lamp of peace. Because when such a person is there, that's why it's forgive and forget. Drop. If Bhagavan could drop all that, why should we not drop? So that's why happiness, peace and harmony came back to Ayodhya, the land of no conflict. What a name that is, no? Ayodhya. And what a contradiction today. That Ayodhya, which is supposed to be land of no conflict, is the source of all conflict. For so many years now, unfortunately. Yeah. So these three should come back to us. Honesty and firm adherence to dharma or duty, faith and devotion is Sitaji, and detachment and service is Lakshmanji. Let these three return to our life. They have been in exile for a long time. They are our true nature actually. But we have exiled them. So for this homecoming, the lamps of peace are lit. Then coming to New Year, we have the new vision, new resolution. What we do today, we will keep doing throughout the year. They used to tell us. Maybe just to inspire people to do nice things. So crown the Lord. The idea is that Bhagwan's Rajyabhishek happened that day. So may the Lord be crowned, not the ego. And last is Bhai Dooj. The celebration of universal love and brotherhood, where everybody is seen as, our culture is a culture which has given to the world the whole concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That we all are one global family. The day that vision comes to the world, that day only there will be peace. Till then there will be violence everywhere. So on this day the sister plays to Lord Yama and wishes immortality for the brother while putting tilak. Tilak is put where the third eye is there. No? So the idea is this, that may our intuition and knowledge be awakened on that day. And the brother assures protection to the sister and performs her, and that I will perform my duty towards you. So that assurance is given. There is a particular story of Yama and Yami. I forget now what is that. There is a legend of Yama and Yami. Yami is the sister. And Yamunaji.
Yamunaji.
Yeah, Yamunaji, but there is some legend of that. I forget that. Some story.
ને એટલે
આ દિવસે જે ભાઈ બહેન ભેગા ના
એટલે ત્યાં યમુનાજીમાં સ્નાન લેવાનું બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્સ છે અત્યારે.
I don't remember. Next Diwali I will tell you. But what is the significance of this Bhai Dooj? So wish you all the best on this day. May all this which we have learned today, may Bhagwan bless us with all this, and may we make our whole life itself a celebration. Ayom, that's all. We will have, you conclude and please come and take this small token. Okay, તમે ત્યાંથી આપો હાથી કરાવજો. મિલિંદભાઈ, ગીતા ચોપડા, હંસાબેન, વિજયમાં, નીલમમાં and Abhaji. You just wait for 5 minutes after we finish this. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. आइए, जाते जाते ये प्रसाद भी ले जाएंगे. अच्छा वो भी है तो वो उधर सामने कर दो.
एक मिनट, just wait for 5 minutes.
राजू जी को बोलो जरा वेट करो.